It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
I've got the shorts on.
It is blooming hot in England. It's currently 25 degrees.
Boom.
Celsius. And we are here today, BoreDraw, episode 131, to discuss how Liverpool won the Premier League. It's over. Finito. Liverpool are champions. Arne Slot in his first season in the Premier League. First season in charge of Liverpool.
Name the other managers that won the Prem first time, like their first season in the Prem.
Mourinho.
Boom.
Mancini.
Boom.
Pellegrini.
Boom. Actually, no, I don't think Mancini is one.
Oh, is Mancini not one?
There's five. Slot, Pellegrini.
So Slot, Pellegrini,
Mourinho. Two more.
Oh.
I'll give you a clue. Both managing Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You hate to see it.
I'm blanking. I'm really blanking.
Antonio Conte.
Oh, Conte, yeah.
And one and only Carlo Ancelotti.
Oh, yeah, it was Don Carlo. I had Ancelotti in my head and I was like...
He joins an elite table
It's not
of
bad.
managers.
It's not a bad
Yeah. So
club to be part of. I mean, fair play. I mean, they were head and shoulders the best team in the league.
let's talk about it.
I've seen a lot of people... The sort of commentary on it is that they didn't really have any competition. But to be honest, Liverpool beat the teams that Arsenal drew against and City lost against.
Blew everyone out of the water.
I mean, they've won it in April, which says a lot.
Is it one loss this season?
Two. They lose to Bournemouth?
2 losses.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we sit here right now, they're 15 points clear. They've won the league a month early.
It's testament to how good they are.
They've been good.
And although their points total isn't crazy like Man City's 100 plus or the 90s that we've seen.
It's still 82 with 4 games.
Oh, so they could easily do 90 plus. Oh, yeah. So it is a fucking good season.
100%.
So stop being jealous.
Jealous. One thing I will caveat though, I've seen a lot of people say Slot has done this on no transfer moves. He's worked miracles. This was an elite squad, like a top 3, top 2 squad anyway.
Well, where did they finish last season? Third? Yeah. I mean, but they didn't challenge.
But they had an off season.
And we saw that before.
This be like a really on season.
They had a really good season before when they won the Premier League during COVID. Then they had a bit of an off season. Then I think they won the Champions League and then had an off season. So like they have sort of done that. Clearly, there's world class players in that squad. I mean, Alisson, best keeper in the league. Van Dijk, probably the best defender in the league. Trent, most creative right back in the league. Maybe not the best, but most creative. Salah, best player in the league, if not the world. You know, they've got class in that team.
So and what has Slot done so well this season to get them from... I think most people had them like top 4 challenging, but never in the race.
Yeah,
what has he done so well?
Well, Klopp, much like his personality, is quite rock and roll football. You know, very, very fast paced, very aggressive, very intense football. Arne Slot is a bit more calmer.
Calma. I love it.
And so we've never really said that Liverpool blown teams away this season.
If I was a manager, I'd be a calmer manager.
But they haven't needed to because they've controlled the games. And when they've gone behind, which is rare, they always come back and they know they've got that built into them. And I think what Slot's done, he's found the midfield mix that Klopp never had.
Yeah,
because
like
even when they had
Fabinho,
Henderson, and like Wijnaldum, a lot of their players skipped the midfield. Those players were only really involved, Fabinho in the defensive phase, and then Gini Wijnaldum more as that sort of late run into the box, which is why you saw him get goals in games. But this midfield, there's legs in there. I mean, Gravenberch went from being an almost non-existent player in that Liverpool team to being one of the stars of this team.
And then a little dip towards the end.
But
he's
done the hard work early this season, you know what I mean? And then McAllister, I think one of the most underrated midfielders.
Player. I think when they made that move, I was kind of like, is he that guy to go that next level? Like, you saw him in the World Cup in Argentina, he looked good, but was he just surrounded by like really good players? Nah, he is a really good player.
He's doing the set. He's done the World Cup, Copa America, Premier League.
He's so good. Like in that midfield, Szoboszlai and Granberg, I'd say decent. He's the world class. Yeah, he's the world class player in that midfield.
Yeah, and that's what Slot's done. He's found that midfield mix, and then when things aren't working, his changes always seem to make an impact. Whether it's bringing in Curtis Jones, whether it's bringing in Harvey Elliott, whether it's bringing on Darwin Núñez, he's come up with a couple of late goals, important goals. His management of the front three, obviously Stahler is a stalwart in that team. He's never going to be displaced. But him switching around, testing out Gakpo on the left, through the middle, Luis Diaz, having sort of purple patches and off patches. Darwin Núñez is clearly not working. So he hasn't really seen the light of day, but he's not been afraid to make those changes. And so, yeah, I think he's just managed the season better than everyone else. And then the result of that, they've won the title comfortably.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with what he's done. Like you said, I think it's the midfield. Also, the defence, I think, has been better than it ever has. I think they've... I feel like under Klopp, and especially towards the end, you saw Trent just get exposed religiously. And I think now that Trent and Robbo are kind of coming towards their end of their time at Liverpool, you kind of needed to make sure that defence was shored up. And I think Gravenberch helps with that. But I think Konate and Van Dijk have kind of hit a new level as a partnership. I think when they moved away from Matip and they tried like a bunch of people alongside Van Dijk, didn't they? They tried Kwanzaa, Joe Gomez, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I think Konate was always meant to be the guy that worked, but he had a couple of like problematic matches and he didn't really start well.
Some injuries, yeah.
Injuries as well. But I think now they're kind of in their groove. They kind of know what to do as a unit.
Konate was always really popular with the French team. He displaced Willy Saliba for a long time.
Yeah.
I think the difference between Liverpool's defence isn't as good as Arsenal's, but the difference is Liverpool's forward play is much better than Arsenal's. They have focal points.
Yeah, I think like everything just kind of fell in place so perfectly for Liverpool this season. Great defence. The midfield, like Gravenberch hitting that next level at the right time was great. McAllister kind of becoming the world-class player that we know he is. Great. Salah having, off the back of like a dodgy end to last season, dropping like a Ballon d'Or record Premier League goals and assists, blah, 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 this season out of all seasons. It's like everything just kind of worked perfectly at the right time.
But it hasn't been without its troubles. We saw Trent out with injury. We've seen Van Dijk out with injury. Konate out with injury. Alisson out with injury. Robertson on a steady decline, I would like to say. We've seen injuries to their midfield. The grace for them is that, unlike Arsenal, they didn't lose their best player this season. But they've managed it well. Everyone that's had to come in has stepped up. We saw Kelleher get great applaud for his performances. Conor Bradley as well this season. I was going
to say, their like replacements are like, apart from their replacement for Salah, probably Van Dijk, most of their replacements are like at a level anyway.
And these replacements aren't big names. You're talking Keema Kelleher, you've got Conor Bradley, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott.
It's true.
Fantastic players, but they're not. It's not like Man City where they've just gone and they've
bought their way.
They've got Kovacic and Grealish and Gundogan and all these names sitting.
Yeah, they're not like 50, 60 million pound buys.
So it's impressive, and I think people trying to take away from Liverpool's achievement is probably a bit of jealousy. It's not come to happen.
It's not me. I think they've been the best team in the league. Like you mentioned earlier, I stand by this. I don't think they've blown me away at all this season, or blown any team away. Maybe apart from Spurs to win the league, but that was easy work. But yeah, they haven't. Any game I've watched them, I've thought, fuck me, this team is like when you watch like prime Man City a couple of years ago, and they are just smashing teams at the highest level. I haven't watched Liverpool do that. Maybe a couple of times, but like I haven't watched them and think, oh, this team is like leagues above everyone else. Yeah. But in terms of
they've had moments of brilliance.
Yeah.
But it's not been like games where you go, that's an all-timer performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. Liverpool, congratulations.
Right, question for you about Liverpool. Who are your top 3 Liverpool performers this season and why? Start with third place.
Third place.
I'll put you on the spot here. I haven't even given you time to prepare yourself.
I'm going to go Alexis McAllister.
In third place. Fair dues.
Van Dijk second. Salah first.
Okay.
I want to put Gravenberch in there, But I think the games where Alexis McAllister's not been there, it'd be more telling.
McAllister's in my top 3 for sure. I think I'd put him second.
And I was tempted between Van Dijk and McAllister.
The other way, yeah.
Salah has to be first.
Salah's first for me as well.
And
I think I'd go the other way, McAllister and Van Dijk.
I think Van Dijk is so important to his Liverpool team.
He is,
he's the captain.
Yeah, I started the season, I said if you could lose, like they were losing those 3 players.
You lose
Van Dijk would be my keep him the most.
Yeah. Yeah, I
wasn't expecting Salah to drop the
generational numbers, yeah.
But Van Dijk, I agree.
And the honourable mention to Gravenberch.
Yeah, great player. Yeah.
But apart from that, I think, they've just been the best team in the league, and that's why they've won it. Damn it, insight.
I hate to see it.
Great analysis. The Champions League spots, though, still the only sort of competition left in the Premier League.
So, we've got
4 games left.
Forest on 60 points, who are playing tonight. Chelsea on 60 points. Man City on 61. Newcastle on 62. So
I think
3
this
points
is pretty
or
much
2
how it's going to finish.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Forest with a game in hand, so they could actually jump up to 3rd if they win tonight against Brentford.
Yeah. I just feel like Forest have taken a bit of a slump recently. That performance against Man City wasn't bad, but I think it shows the levels.
Yeah.
I think teams like Newcastle and Man City are stepping up now. And I think Man City are trying to save their season. They've obviously got an FA Cup final coming up, but they need to get the Champions League place sorted. And to be honest with you, I think Forest, even if they get Europa League, it's not even a bad season.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I mean, I think you had them relegated.
Yeah.
So.
What's a worse shout? Me predicting them to get relegated and then finishing in Europa League, or you having Man United to finish, what was it, 2nd? 3rd, and then finishing probably like, I don't know, 15th, 16th. Let us know in the comments which one's more backwards. Relegation battle's been sorted for a while. I think they're all relegated now officially, so that's sick.
I mean, that was... It's fucking so boring.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk to me about it, because there's 2 seasons in a row now that the 3 promoted teams have just gone straight back down the next
season. I think you called me boring when I did the same thing as I did last season, had all 3 promoted teams get relegated. But
it's a safe bet.
It's just, it is what it is, you know. I mean, unless you come up and you do a Forest, there's like outliers like Brentford.
Yeah.
But
it's a tricky one, isn't
unless you're a Forest and you go splash 120 million and survive by like the skin of your teeth.
So the 2 teams coming up at the moment, Burnley and Leeds.
Burnley won't do that.
Burnley, you think they'll go straight back down?
100%. Especially if they keep... Scott Park will be sat by Christmas. And they'll be down.
Apparently Spurs. He was like in the... Well, I just spat everywhere. In the potential list to replace Ange, which would be so funny, because he'd get them relegated.
Yeah, if they think it's bad on Ange.
And then Leeds. I don't know. Leeds are an interesting one.
Daniel Farke could be sacked by Christmas.
Yeah.
And
apparently they're going to let him go anyway.
Yeah. His Premier League record's not great.
It's not. And
I mean, to be like these 2 teams, them and Sheffield United, their squads are so far superior to every Championship squad. What was the fucking point? You know.
In what?
They might as well just taking the season off and then just replace the promoted team next season.
Yeah, just juggle those 3.
You know, save yourself some mag. But I don't know. I just can't see it happening. I don't really think. I mean, what we've seen the last 2 seasons is sort of the smallest out of the 3 promoted teams. So
like
your Ipswich and your Luton have the ones be put on the most fight.
True that.
I mean, Luton could be getting back-to-back relegations.
Jeez.
We'll find out this weekend. But, yeah, I don't know. It was over from day dot, wasn't it, really? I mean, Leicester, if they had kept Steve Cooper, probably would have had a much better chance of staying up.
And it's sad for fans of teams that are doing well in the Prem that their rivals are doing shit. I'm talking about Spurs and Man United. Because if we had a competitive bottom end of the table...
They would be in serious danger.
It could have been a funny season. It could have been one for the history books.
I mean, Southampton put up one of the most woeful performances of all time. On 11 points.
11, which is drawing with Derby. So
they've got 4 games.
Potentially, and I doubt they'll get any more points this season.
They might even have a worse goal difference in Derby.
It's minus 55 at the moment, which is actually like kind of messed up. Like I didn't even know that was feasible at this level.
Just throw in the towel.
Yeah, it's grim to see.
I feel for the fans of these clubs because when they get promoted, they get all the plastics coming back. can I have a ticket? Have you got a ticket? Man City are playing. Have you got a ticket? And then it's like, you go every week and just watch your team get fucking battered. Stop already, he's dead.
Oh, Spurs are just... That is a mental... Like, I know they're playing Europa League second leg against Frankfurt tonight.
No, they're playing against...
Oh, no, they got through against Frankfurt. They're playing Bodo
Glimt, yeah, that's it.
Tonight. So they do have a potential trophy to win this season, but 19 losses in 16th place. That is mental stuff. Like...
Can you imagine Spurs and Man United meet in the final?
Oh, God, my worst nightmare.
They both lose.
Yeah, like, how do we make them both lose? But, yeah, it's a weird season. You mentioned earlier, Man City are looking to get something out of this season.
Yeah.
Trip to Wembley. They're playing Crystal Palace.
Oh, I love it.
Talk to me about Crystal Palace.
Out of all the London clubs, apart from my beloved QPR, I actually don't mind Crystal Palace.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say unoffensive, but that's kind of rude.
No, they're not, but they're just like... They're a good club.
They're a good established club.
I think they're a really good community club.
They're like kind of
they're an
fan
exciting
base.
club.
Yeah.
They've had a rough start to the season, but they've stuck by their manager, and now they're reaping the rewards. Shall I say? They lost their best player last season, and they've brought in Ismail Assar, who's had hot and cold periods of time, but I would say for the most part, it's been a positive.
It's good.
Squad.
Yeah, good move.
And they play fucking great football. When it clicks,
yeah.
This is the style of football that Ruben Amorim wants to play, but he doesn't have the players to. Palace, from Henderson in goal, who I've not always been the biggest fan of,
solid,
really good against Villa. And then you've got Mark Gahey, Chris Richards has come in, done really well.
They've been a little bit shafted as well because they had Trevor Chalobah as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then Chelsea recalled him for no reason.
And they had
that kind of
Anderson last season.
Yeah. But they still they push on.
They don't care. Munoz as well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Adam Wharton. If this man is not starting in the 2026 World Cup,
mate,
we riot.
Get rid of unnamed 31-year-old midfielder.
St James's
and send him to
George's
Arsenal.
Park will be rubble.
Outrageous player.
Eze, need I say more? I mean, what a performance. I mean, he just seems to go from strength to strength.
Yeah, he's so nonchalant about being that good.
John Philippe. Perhaps.
Need to put some respect on this guy.
Maybe the best striker outside the top six.
You need to put some respect on this guy because he came on against Arsenal. The finish where he dug it out to Lob Raya. Oh my God. This guy with his moustache and his ear comb and his tucked in shirt and his sick celebration.
He's just class.
Mate, it's elite stuff.
Yeah, and we spoke about Sarr. I mean, they're a great team and I would love to see them do it. I mean, their first major trophy.
It'd be a huge day for Palace, and it'd be a huge day for every other team in the league not watching Man City win another trophy.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking better than they have been, but
I was expecting Man City Forest to be actually like quite a hard affair for Man City. They've struggled against Forest this season.
Yeah, I think Forest are just running out of steam a bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but yeah, Man City is starting to click a little bit with some of the new players like O'Reilly's come in. He looks good.
The only thing that's a bit concerning for me is that obviously Palace played them recently, went 2-0 up, lost 5-2.
Yeah.
Will they have learnt from their mistakes?
You hope so.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Palace had a little rough patch, didn't they? They lost 5-2 and then got battered by Newcastle, conceded 5 against Newcastle.
Yeah.
So, but Palace, by all means, have the facilities to upset Man City.
It'd be good.
And I would fucking love it.
Let us know in the comments down below. Are you excited for that FA Cup final? It's coming around soon.
Yeah, it'd be good.
We'll be there.
We will be there.
Mental stuff. You might catch us doing a little bit of contenting.
Probably Palace focused.
Yeah, fuck Man City.
All my homies?
All my homies.
All my homies hate Man City.
Come on.
And Marty Cifuentes. We hate Marty Cifuentes.
Valencia manager.
No, QPR manager.
Oh, well, do you not like him anymore? Who's the one that went to...
that's Carlos Corberán.
Corberán, yeah. Why do you not...
Oh, Marty's...
Talk to me. Yeah, so we were about to round up, but now we've unlocked extra time.
So, we had a rough start to the season, yeah? We were relegation fodder for most of it. We went 10 games without a win. No, 13 games without a win. Fans, we were all backing him. Marty Cifuentes. You know, we were singing his name from the rafters. We thought this man will get us out of the trouble anyway. So then we had a little bit of a rise. Then we're looking at playoffs.
Come on.
Then we like absolutely shit the bed towards the end of the season. Somehow ended up back in a relegation battle.
Oh.
We're safe. Doesn't really matter. Cheeky fucker, yeah.
Oh.
Last week, apparently he sent his representatives to go talk to West Brom about being their new manager, yeah?
Eesh.
So he's been placed on gardening leave.
Has he?
Yeah.
How fun is this?
Yeah, what a fucking prick.
That is mental stuff.
And then it came out that West Brom aren't interested and he's not on their shortlist. And then he went to go to Norwich, and Norwich were like, "Oh, we're probably going to give it Wilshere."
Come on, Jackie boy. Oh, that's another mental thing. Jack Wilshere and Aaron Ramsey both managing in the champ now.
So yeah,
Time.
he's fucked off everyone.
Yeah, that's one of those where you hand out your CV, but you don't tell your work about it, and then they catch you handing out CVs.
Yeah, find your LinkedIn looking for a job.
Come on.
It's mental. So bring back Gary O'Neill. That's what I want.
That's actually not a bad shout.
Rangers QPR
he's
legend.
Not managing at the moment, is he?
Not managing at the minute. QPR legend. I think he would do absolute business for us.
We'll put in a call.
I wouldn't mind. Who else wouldn't I mind? Just give me Ancelotti.
Jeez. Oh, he's Brazil manager. Yeah, but come on.
More draw
Episode 131. End of the season soon come.
in the can.